Maybe 2020 is doing what Asmongold was talking about. I feel like we're about to get into one of those like 7 trillion IQ takes.
Lily Pichu did this to me one time.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, really? The idea that I get fired from my job for shit that I say in a one-on-one conversation, that's some Orwellian shit. That's what Bad Bunny said. She didn't get banned, so we go by case studies. It looks like if a thread blows up on LSF that's like, look at what Destiny said on stream a year and a half ago. Like, could I just lose my partnership? Let's say that if we could create a machine that would record every single day like the stream of thoughts that you have in your head. Don't even like Tarantino and stuff like come out and like simp for this guy. Like it's pretty crazy.
In the middle. Nothing can keep us apart. No bridge ever burnt. Foundation steel. So much steel even the man of steel can't break it. Welcome. My friend. My man, political genius, Steven, Destiny, Bonnell. Welcome, brother.
I'm excited to be on here this week, man. How you doing?
My man, I'm good, baby. I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
Good, good, good. How's life? I've missed you. I'm happy to have you back. Hey, listen, we started with you on the show #1. We can't end it. Not to mention, dude, you and I, hey. We're tighter than goddamn. Okay, that could have been bad. Oh shit. We're tighter than rubber bands when they first are made.
I'm just here because I want to be in the Kotaku article. So what's up?
Okay, if that's the case, you want a Kotaku article? Okay, I'll give you one right now.
I'm just fucking with you.
Men are okay. Twitch has been insane recently, and recently with all the fucked up shit going on, dude. It's been a fucked up 2020. Like, have you guys noticed? Like, everything in 2020 so far has been bad. Like, all the political shit. No, political shit, the war shit. All the people who have passed away. Like all this stuff. Like, no, ignore Twitch. I'm talking about the world. 2020 has started out fucked. The virus, the coronavirus. Like, it's been fucked up 30 days.
First it was Iran, then it was
Iran. Devin, Iran.
Oh, okay.
Listen.
Okay. It's all right. It's okay, Train. Okay.
Where are you from? Where are you from? The backwoods? Huh?
I'm from America. That's where I'm from. I may not have to pronounce that often. Okay, sorry. It's from Iran. Okay.
That's right.
There was the thing with Iran. Then we had the Australian wildfires, which you nicely contributed to helping, right, Train?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And then after that, we had the gigavirus.
And then we had the coronavirus, and then we had Kobe's passing.
Yes, Trump's impeachment.
Also, Alex's fiance also passed away. Like, a lot of fucked up shit's going on. And Trump's impeachment, which is that so bad? I'm confused.
Well, it's like a thing that's happening in the world, whether it be bad or good, in your opinion.
Maybe 2020 is doing what Asmongold was talking about. Like, you wake up like super fucking late, your day's fucked, you only get better from there, right? It's a pretty rough start.
True.
Yeah,
I guess that's
it's hard. Well, actually, I mean, where do you guys think the coronavirus is going to go? Because it could kill everybody. I mean, that would probably be a turn for the worse. I mean, arguably.
My understanding is that it still typically only affects people with shitty immune systems. So, like, if you're immunocompromised, or if you're older, or like younger.
It's just because we don't.
How is it transmitted? Just like this
human to human, airborne.
Have you seen the movie Contagion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
This is literally exactly play-by-play of that movie, right? It's the play-by-play, literally. Like, right? No, I lost everyone. All right, let's go.
It's like everybody's waiting for his like, you know, waiting for the big
listen.
Boom.
Okay.
We don't disagree, but it was like you were on the road
it.
still. It's like you were running towards the goal and you just stopped. Like, hold on, yeah, help me out.
Listen, imagine I make a fucking show, okay? And let's say Destiny's the main character, and in the show, Destiny goes to Mixer, okay? All right? Mm-hmm. And then in real life, a year later, Destiny goes to Mixer. People are gonna say, holy fuck, shit.
Oh.
Okay, you know,
Wait, I'm more lost now.
Dude, I don't know, dude. Okay, listen, dude. Okay, listen. People could have it already, but be immune to it and give it to you with no symptoms at all present.
Oh, that's crazy. And my thing is like
what are the symptoms?
Yeah.
Like, what are the symptoms?
Basic cold
it's
symptoms.
It's a flu.
It's basic virus symptoms.
You don't tell people what the fucking symptoms are, then everybody's gonna think that they have it because there's like one symptom. It's like WebMD diagnosing yourself with cancer. Like, just don't even tell them what the fucking symptoms are.
No, the real meme is that if it gets to like epidemic levels and a whole bunch of people start dying from it, the only people left are gonna be gamers to rule the world, right? Because we all stay inside,
they never leave the house.
outdoors nowadays. Yeah,
You're damn
Perfect.
right.
I saw an interesting thread. It was from a lot of streamers, and there's a couple I'm actually friends with. So I wanted to talk about this just as a light little topic here. I don't know if anyone here has OnlyFans or any of these other things, but the topic thread was pretty much a bunch of streamers noticing the same trend. As soon as they opened their OnlyFans, they saw a huge loss in active viewership. And all of them mentioned the same exact the same exact trend for all of their channels. As soon as they opened OnlyFans, they lost a huge demographic. What does this mean? Is this bad? And what does this mean? I
want to know the streamer names so that we can look up the data and see if it's actually supported by that.
Yeah, I don't
There
think
we
that's.
go.
I know like 3 people that do OnlyFans, and I don't think their viewership's gone down at all.
Okay,
I
give me
know
a sec.
few people who do OnlyFans, but the only reason why their viewership went down is because they quit streaming because of all the money they were making.
There you go. Like, there
That's
could be
fucking- yeah.
That could also be it.
Yeah.
With the viewers, do you think they like admire innocence, and when they see like a girl making OnlyFans, you think
Yeah,
they're
of course
upset about
they
it?
do.
Yeah.
And they
Of
just
course, there's
leave?
plenty of people that are like that's why like being a virgin is like considered important in a lot of cultures, especially like back in the day. Of course, people value innocence.
There's a lot of people that like lose respect on said streamers if they make
Yeah.
one.
It's gonna
Of course.
super depend on the type of audience you have as well.
Yeah.
Like
True.
Hafu or Pokemon making like an OnlyFans is gonna lose a much larger chunk of their audience.
Plenty
That
of
makes
guys
sense.
that, they wouldn't want to date a girl that does like OnlyFans, whatever. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of silly.
Well,
In
it's
a way,
basically,
I mean,
would you date a girl that does like pornographic stuff? It's basically-
dude, like I almost wouldn't date a girl that doesn't do OnlyFans. Because that way you know what you're getting.
What,
Yeah,
really?
but you can't compare pornographic and OnlyFans, right? Because like she's not fucking the guy, right?
Well,
I mean, you can
sometimes
do
they're
masturbation.
Doing,
You
yeah.
can do whatever you
Sell
want.
one.
I know one girl who actually fucks her boyfriend on her OnlyFans.
How about that?
That's fine. I mean, if she's bringing me $49
that shit
a
is
month,
type
that's
fire.
perfectly
Yeah.
good.
Well, you can also do porn, and you can do like camming where you only masturbate as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
Wait, so hold on. I just caught that. Wait, so Kalei, some girls selling videos of her
Yes,
fucking her
they
boyfriend.
they have done like a sex tape on
So
her
the
OnlyFans.
so these guys pay money to watch
yeah.
her get fucked
get
by her
caught.
boyfriend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, you just literally said everything about every paid porn ever.
Yeah,
You
I
pay
mean,
money
that's
to
not-
watch a girl get fucked by a guy, right?
True facts.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's I mean, listen, they're not actually brother sister, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
Would
I'm
that make it better or
where
worse?
did that come from?
I got it, Train. Don't worry.
I feel like we're about to get into one of those like 7 trillion IQ takes where it's like if you watch porn, it's actually the gayest thing in the world, and it's making you gay every time you watch it because you're seeing another dick on the screen, which is like 100% more dicks than you'd see if you're masturbating without watching porn. Is that where we're
That's
going?
what I
or-
thought in
Well, you
sixth
guys
grade.
really
Nah.
Okay, that's what it feels like.
That's enough
What do you
time.
guys think the official amount of time for a spoiler is? Sorry, everyone but Destiny.
Wait, I can tell you the right answer. The official amount of time for a spoiler is if it's a big release. I think movies aren't they normally released on Thursdays, or am I making that up? Is it Thursdays?
Well,
Thursday
Thursday
night.
Yeah,
night.
usually
Thursday
Thursdays,
night?
yeah.
Yeah. You have until Monday. If you haven't seen it, then you don't care enough about it to fucking care about spoilers.
I agree with the weekend thing. I think that's totally reasonable.
So
Yeah,
like
I feel
a
like,
week.
I feel like you should wait like a paycheck period. You know, at least
A
give them
paycheck
2
for
weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
if you
too
can't,
long,
if
man.
somebody can't afford to go to the movies at the time,
If you care so much
If
about
you-
the spoilers, you have 2 options. 1, stay the fuck off of social media, or 2, save up money for your paycheck to watch it. If you can afford
Or
it in 2
3,
weeks, you
pirate
can
the
afford it
movie.
right now. Or pirate the
Yeah, that's
movie,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. This day and age, you can just watch this shit at home.
Yeah, watch that shit on YouTube.
What about a TV show spoiler rule?
like a week,
3 days.
half a week.
After the season's
3
over?
fucking days, man.
TV shows are even less. What the fuck?
Yeah,
You should
exactly.
see it like a day or 2. What the
me
fuck?
one
Game
second.
of Thrones is out. You can watch it online.
No,
like, what do you-
everybody don't got Showtime, man.
They all got YouTube. Yeah, that shit's on YouTube all the time.
Nah, not
Like
everything.
whenever in-game came out, I watched that shit on YouTube.
Not, but
That's-
YouTube will be like, watch the whole show here, and it'll be like, yeah, click this link, and the link is kind of suspicious, so you don't want to click the link. So that's not a YouTube.
No, you don't.
If
do
you
it
have
like
so
that.
much time to fucking to be on social media, getting spoiled and shit, you got enough time to pick up 3 extra hours of fucking work and make enough money to just go and fucking watch the movie or buy HBO. Okay, what the fuck?
Nah, man, y'all some spoiling assholes, man.
Hell yeah, I am. Trying to tell me not to put spoiler alerts on my shit like a week after shit's come out because this motherfucker wants to get on Twitter and cry of it. Fuck that shit.
There's that type of person that actually in the movie theater Googles what happens in the movie and then tells everyone. This is like warlord status. This is dictator status, basically. They're holding power over my life. Lily Pichu did this to me one time.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, really?
Yes, she did. She'll admit it too. That's why I'm telling the story. She'll tell you she does this.
I know.
Ask
Well,
her-
no. She looks stuff up, but she doesn't normally spoil it unless
She did in the
Oh,
theater
maybe
to
you-
like
damn, you
8
must have
people in
fucked up.
CLG. It was so bad.
All right, well, let's talk about the juicy good stuff, okay? I'm pretty sure Destiny's waiting for this, and we can get some nice brainstorming here for this. So, for those of you that haven't heard, okay, Jenna recently got unpartnered for all the stuff that happened. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So Jenna got unpartnered because of the logs that leaked.
Jenna got unpartnered because this thread went really big on LSF.
Exactly. The thread got really big on LSF. That's actually exactly right. Now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so. Yeah.
I mean, dude, Devin.
So did you talk to an AM? Do you know the details?
Devin, listen.
Well,
Devin,
wait,
I love
so
you.
like-
Well, what do you
it's
think?
not
What do you
about
think
that. First of
happened?
all, an AM will never tell you that unless for
Right.
some reason they're willing to risk their job.
So
or
we
whatever,
don't know
or
then,
those.
right?
But I mean, like, the idea of getting losing your partnership. The only other person I've known that's happened to is Mitch Jones.
Yeah.
Like, having it aggressively taken like that. For getting logs leaked, I don't know. Why didn't Bad Bunny get unpartnered? I'm pretty sure I've known so many streamers that have been. Bad Bunny was just like a month or two ago, right? Like it was pretty recent.
Yeah.
Well,
I also wonder why Bad Bunny didn't get partner, but that's not my point. My point is the only person that knows what really happened is Jenna and Twitch.
Well, what do you
We don't
think
know.
happened, Devin? Because it seems like you feel you're skeptical of this.
If I don't know. It
If you had
seems
to
like so well, obviously, I mean, she got unpartnered because of the comments she made in her Discord, and there was sufficient enough evidence that Twitch probably felt that they could have done it, but it could be a totally separate reason. Could be
Of
like,
course, it could have been.
yeah, not sure. I mean,
Well-
and as to why Bad Bunny didn't get unpartnered, I'm not like, so look, to be clear, like, I'm not saying that like she shouldn't have. But like, I 100% don't think that racism or sexism or any of that stuff has any place on this platform. I think she probably should have been banned. But
I don't know.
I don't know
Like,
why.
so here's the
But-
way I look at it, right? Is it's a private conversation. Yeah, it was in a Discord that was like semi-public, etc. But I think everybody here has said things that would probably get them banned if they were made public. And
Especially
if you
things from
take-
years ago. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Oh.
and like
Yeah.
if you take something that
Yeah,
somebody
someone-
says in a private conversation, you make it public, and then that person gets punished for that, then I think that you kind of empower people for doing things that are like that in a malicious way.
So
And
that's
I don't think that's good for anybody.
so a public Discord with thousands of people in it and a general chat is not a private area.
I don't know how many people are in the Discord.
Okay, well, it's the point being that like if and I don't even know if I agree with that because then we're going back into this whole argument of like, but in my view, I guess at least like, if I guess I'll just say it. I mean, I just don't stand for that kind of racism. I don't think it's okay in any.
Well,
context.
that's
Like, I
great.
think-
I'm
That's
sure
great, but like I'm not
everybody-
getting.
Yeah,
I don't get paid off the clock. I'm not even a W-2 employee. How the fuck are you going to enforce what I say like on my own time when I'm not streaming?
because
like
you
Discord?
represent a public platform with.
And I want to get paid like I represent a public platform. I don't
Yeah,
want to
I
be a
want you
fucking
to. You should ask
contractor.
Twitch about that. That's
No,
one of my big problems.
So you can't have it all the ways. It has to be one or the other. Either I'm a contractor from your company that's also exclusively
That's
contract,
right.
whatever. I'm a contractor from your company, and that's fine. That's cool. I'm okay with that. But the idea that I represent your brand off the clock, what the fuck? That's insane. That's
But
insanity.
that's
to me.
reality. And the reality is they have the ability to ban you for any reason.
No
they
one
want.
is arguing about what the reality is. The reality is Twitch could ban everybody here because they're white or black if they wanted
Yes.
to.
Yeah.
Well, technically they couldn't.
not that one, but yeah.
But like
yeah,
the
yeah.
reality is they
Yeah.
could ban half the people for no reason whatsoever, right? But we're not talking about the reality. Is just the idea that like somebody could leak logs from like a Discord where you said something bad, a couple years ago, and now you can lose your partnership. Like, what kind of relationship?
don't
Twitch isn't
know.
like your management agency. You don't like represent them in some talent capacity. Like you're a contractor that streams on the platform. That's crazy.
Oh shit! She said
It's
that.
fucking ridiculous,
What
and,
the
and it's
fuck?
also it's
thing is-
malicious. It's clearly malicious.
Some of the things she said, some of her logs are from 2019 now. Like,
oh, they're bad.
There's a couple of them are, but most of those are from
Um,
2017. The whole Imager album, like 80% of that shit, is from, like 2017.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay.
No, please go ahead. Please.
Oh no, I was gonna say I kind of like I like, you know how we like how they punish people or how they don't punish people. Like, what if this is like them attempting to make a change moving forward? Like,
Then it's a bad change.
I agree.
okay, why do you feel it's a bad change?
I think it's a bad change because you're taking somebody's private information and something they said privately, making it public, and then punishing them as if it was public.
I mean,
and I don't like
it
that.
was like,
I feel like she
on
said
Discord,
no.
it wasn't really like it's not really like that's not even if it was like a DM between her and someone else, like or something like that.
Do you think that she intended for it to be public for everybody to know about it?
What?
I don't think she really.
She's popular enough to know that she shouldn't have been stupid enough to post that shit. Because
No, she wasn't.
People were fucking conniving. You know what I'm saying? Like she said no.
Well, no, you're right. I mean, it was stupid to post that. Like, I'm not going to argue that. I don't like the idea of people getting banned off of a platform for something they said in a private conversation. It's fucking ridiculous.
But you're acting like this is a one-on-one conversation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Like, all I'm saying is it wasn't private. I mean,
I
I just found out. I didn't know about this. I just read it and she's fucking stupid.
Like somebody just somebody was able to go to her Discord. Anyone could have went to her Discord,
anybody could have seen it
and saw that. That's why I'm
I
like,
don't know how
it was
public
like
or private the
DM,
Discord was. I have no idea.
If you started, if you were in an office, well, that's because Destiny's gonna say it's not, you're not an employee, but like if you're in an office and you say the N-word to somebody privately and they report it to HR, you're gonna get fired if you can.
Imagine you're at a bar that night and you say the N-word out loud and you go in the next day to your job and you find you got fired. What the fuck? Like,
That's
I mean,
fucking ridiculous.
we have no separation. Like, streamers
if
are
you're a public figure, that would happen.
Exactly.
So every single streamer is a public figure now?
Yes,
But she's not-
they
well,
are.
she's
They have a platform.
she's
They
pulling
have
like
thousands of
1,000
people
viewers,
listening to
though,
them.
like-
Yes.
Yeah, she is kind of a public figure. Not really public computer figure. You know what I mean. But I'm just saying, like she's kind of dumb for that. Yeah.
It was
I
stupid.
mean, and that's the thing. I feel like because she still had recent logs, like recently, that's what I think made it worse. Like because she had still some logs from last year.
Real quick, Abdu, go ahead and finish, and then I'm gonna bring Manuel up to date. Go ahead.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, like if it was stuff from 2016, like 17, she's much younger. Like people change, like you get what I mean. But I think the biggest thing was like a lot of them were like recent. Well, a couple of the logs like recent, so it still showed hints of like the same type of attitude or way she approached.
I don't know. When I'm broadcasting on what if you're like sharing porn in a Discord with people that you like that's against Twitch's TOS? Is that okay or is that not okay? Or
I mean, porn and the words are two different things, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
That's bull. I don't know. The idea that like my behavior is going to be like enforced by like, all right, I guess maybe you guys don't give a fuck. I don't know. That's some Orwellian shit to me, dude. Fuck that. I don't get paid enough. I don't get salaried. I'm not a fucking employee of this shit ass fucking company. Like I don't represent your shit on my fucking off time. That's my time. If I'm gonna do some stupid or fucking whatever shit, then that's on me.
I agree with Asmongold.
Just like when you sign a military contract, you're a soldier 24/7. Any dumbass shit I say is I'm infected by it. You know what I'm saying? So she signed a contract with fucking
and
with
I don't
Twitch,
think
right?
anybody here wants to sign a military contract to be on Twitch. I mean,
But
that's the entire.
When you sign
it's not a conversation of if they can do it or not.
Yeah, but
everybody knows they can.
I think companies just don't want people who, are being blatantly racist, even if it was a joke, to be known as their company. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I understand entirely. I just don't like the whole idea of companies being able to tell people what they can and can't do in private conversations whenever they're outside of work.
We don't have to say in private. We don't have to say in private. Instead of private, we can say like conversations off platform.
You gotta think about it this way.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta think about it this way. The company pays you, right? The company puts money in your pocket. So you're gonna shut the fuck up and do what the company tells you to do.
The company does not put money. No.
You don't understand here the difference between being a contractor or an employee. Yeah. And even at that, like when you get paid as an employee, like that's why you're on the clock working for them. When I'm streaming, I have a certain conduct that I'm supposed to adhere to, and I totally understand that. But then, like what I say, like off stream, like in a fucking chat room,
you are representing the platform, regardless of whether you're a contractor or an employee.
That's bullshit. I don't care.
No, it's not. You may not like it, but it's reality. You already said it was reality.
It's only reality because companies constantly fold and cut to it. That's
you don't have a logical argument.
No, do you know why companies? Do you know why companies fold to it? Do you know why companies have to do it?
Yeah, because companies don't have to do it. They do it because they are fucking hesitant.
Do you think the media cares? Do you think brands care? They'll pull out of the
Nobody cared when James Gunn tweeted some shit 9 years ago, but Disney still fired him in 6 fucking hours over it, and they brought him on for the next movie. So yes, companies absolutely do overreact to this. Even companies like Disney. I don't think anybody's going to say that Twitch is. I don't think that anybody's going to say Twitch heads need to roll because Jenna said dumb shit in her fucking Discord server. Like that line of causality is insane. Like what are you telling me next? That ISPs can be banning you for hate speech because you might represent Cox Communications poorly?
But at the end of the day, like
logical extreme, like you always do to make a point. But the reality is that Twitch is perfectly within their rights and perfectly within their moral rights.
No one is arguing for them within their right. Wait. No one here is arguing. Does anybody in here agree or disagree that Twitch can do this if they want to? No one here disagrees with that. So why do we keep saying it's within their rights? They should. Okay, yeah.
That it absolutely makes sense why they did it. They're protecting their brand. They're protecting the platform that she streams on. And they're protecting it from the media and brands it'll be damaged by this. You may not like it.
So if that's the question, let's say somebody leaks a private one-on-one conversation with somebody and that is racist shit. Should Twitch be able to ban them for that too?
If they can substantiate it.
Okay, then they're okay. People to represent their brand. That's like
I think
Twitch isn't my talent agency. I don't represent Twitch as a brand. They don't pocket a contract.
You are a representative of this platform.
Devin, hold on. Holy shit, that was unimaginably fucking stupid, Devin, because I know you know what a representation contract looks like if you sign on to a talent agency, and I know you know what the Twitch contract looks like, and neither of these things are remotely similar to one another. They're two totally separate contracts. The contracts that I signed for UTA or that you have people sign for representation on a team.
Terms of service for Twitch. You are bound.
Can you point me to the terms of service? Sure. Can you point me to the terms of service that says that they're going to police all of my
Twitch.tv/community rules. Twitch.tv.
No, wait, are we talking community guidelines now? Or are we talking TOS? Because you don't sign a new contract for the community guidelines every time.
You are a partner on Twitch. You are a representative of the platform in the sense that you follow the terms of service or you get removed or unpartnered, which Twitch has the right to do at any time to protect their brand and service. Wow. You may not like it, but that is the reality.
Okay.
And another thing is like the Discord is kind of like an extension of her community also. Like
I don't know what Discord it was in.
It was her Discord.
It was her Discord, and she made it public, and she represents it all over her Twitch channel.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is things that people say and do, and it's also like an expectation, right? I mean, I'm fairly certain that she did not expect these things to be leaked. Would she have said this if she thought it was going to be leaked? I think that's
possibly. I don't know. No streamer expects that like logs in Discord are going to be used to get them unpartnered.
Well, the point that I'm making with that is that if she didn't expect that it would get leaked, it implies that there was an expectation of privacy. And if the expectation of privacy, even if it's misplaced,
that's why she took the L, because at the end of the day, she trusted a general or private, whatever the fuck it is. She trusted the people she was talking to not leak it, and those motherfuckers leaked it. So she took the L, and now that's what happened.
Well, don't you feel like that's kind of bad that somebody's getting punished for someone else breaking their trust?
No, because she said it like it. All right, if I'm talking to, let's say I'm talking to Abdu right here, right? If I'm talking to him privately, and it's a mutual agreement and trust between me and him, not to leak whatever the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't really know me and she doesn't really know them, she shouldn't have like said what the fuck she said. Is real simple.
So you feel like
trusted.
Okay, so if you had a conversation with Abdu and then he recorded something that you said and then made it public, and then you, I don't know, got fired or got put in jail for
it, yeah, it's my fault because I trusted that motherfucker.
You think that's a good thing?
That's bullshit. That's high.
I want to know how many people in here live a life. I want to know how many of you live a life such that maybe you guys are just really good people and I'm just a piece of shit. I'm so curious. How many of you guys live lives where every single private conversation you ever had went public, you'd be totally fine.
Here's a novel concept. I don't go around saying the fucking N-word, even in private. If you don't want to get banned or unpartnered, maybe don't say racist shit at all and avoid it altogether. How is that a hard concept?
How is it a hard concept that I should be allowed to have a private life that's not dictated by my fucking employer? How insane. Like 20 years ago, we wouldn't even be talking about this. The idea that I get fired from my job for shit that I say in a one-on-one conversation, that's some irrelevant shit.
Crazy to me. Listen, hold on, wait. No animosity, bro. Listen, you sign the motherfucking papers, they own you. It's simple.
I didn't. First of all, no one signed some motherfucking shit that said if a private conversation goes public that you can get like fucking fired.
What part of you represent them? Do you not understand?
I don't represent Twitch. I represent UTA and I represent my brand. I didn't sign a representation contract with Twitch as my fucking demand.
People come on Twitch and watch your stream. You represent Twitch.
And then the thing is, you gotta also look at it like if you don't want your life dictated, your life is not dictated. She can still go ahead and do all the shit and whatever and say whatever she wants. She's just not partnered on Twitch anymore.
I think
it sucks because it sucks because it's her job and her livelihood.
Okay.
But your partnership.
I feel like we're having a conversation of
Didn't Jenna actually
Twitch has the discretion to do whatever the hell they want.
Actually said she agreed with what they did and that she was okay
Jenna
with
has
them.
to say that. She has no other choice.
Even if she has to, she did.
Like,
so
Destiny,
closes it, no.
You have every right, if you don't like it, to stream on a platform that supports this. I mean, I don't know, D-Live or some shit. Like, why don't you go there if you want this? But this is Twitch's platform, and that's
this is the dumbest argument I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
You critique a system, yet you're a part of it? How silly. Ha ha ha. Like, what a stupid fucking argument.
You're a partner and you don't like the rules, so you're bitching about
so if you don't
I'm bitching because the rules have been a certain way for 9+ fucking years, and now it seems like they're just changing for no reason, and nobody like there was no conversation about it. That's the problem.
Bro. Everybody's becoming a fucking snowflake this day and age.
Well,
like,
true.
Here's the thing.
You can't stop it.
It's not.
True.
So this is what it used to be like, and I understand things are changing, and even I have understood this to some extent. But it used to be that like, yeah, people are snowflakes, people are mad or whatever. That's fine. People get mad at you. Maybe you lose sponsors, maybe you whatever. But the idea that Twitch would like actually unpart you, or that Twitch would start doing it, that used to be a thing where like you didn't really worry about that much. But like Jesus, now even like fucking one-on-one combos can be leaked and you get banned for it. That shit is.
Well, there's also a link of her linking someone else's Twitch channel saying really racist shit. And having her,
she said, yeah, that was bad. But she said that before she was even a part. She was before she was even a partnered streamer. She said that. Yeah, it was bad and stupid. And she shouldn't have. But like, fuck, she was fucking 18. Like, holy shit.
But it was 2 years ago.
At the end of the day, this shows that whoever you're saying fucked up shit to and with, just make sure you trust.
If they want to listen,
if you were to give somebody a window into every single person's private thoughts, everyone would be on unemployment because they would have all gotten fired. The idea that you can take a private conversation, make it public, and then treat that person like they should have had the same level of, like politeness or political correctness or whatever you want to call it in a private conversation is Orwellian. It's disgusting. It's overbearing. And I don't want it. It doesn't matter if they can do it or not.
A private conversation. Can I read the exact rules to you? Okay.
Can I explain?
Hang on.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I understand what you're saying. Like, we prohibit using Twitch to facilitate hateful conduct and harassment, whether the targets are on or off Twitch. Individuals, communities, or organizations that do so are not allowed to use our services. We may take action against users for hateful conduct or harassment that occurs off Twitch services that is directed at Twitch users. That is the policy. Okay. So I understand. Like
real quick to understand what that policy means is what they're saying is that you can't go on like your Twitter or your Discord or whatever and target other Twitch streamers for harassment and
Twitch users. Yes.
So that's not just saying like any random thing that you say.
But this takes me back to the very first thing I said. Like, we don't know the details of Jenna's unpartnership. It is very possible that she targeted Twitch users and that fell within TOS, and Bad Bunny did not, for example, and that didn't fall in with the TOS. So all of us sitting here like fucking jackasses guessing what the AMs are doing and what Trust and Safety is doing is the problem. And that's what I was saying the first time.
No, because we're having a conversation about something that's separate than that.
Okay, cool. I just want, as long as we understand what I just said.
Jenna wasn't banned because no one said that she was banned for targeting specific Twitch users.
That was part of the logs, like her she linked like 2 different streams, and like talk shit about them and said racist remarks about one. And
sounds like it falls right within the.
Can I add something as well?
Yeah. Sorry.
Just from listening in on the conversation, I've noticed that Devin's more focused on the details about what was actually said, like the racist comments, while Asmon and Destiny are more focused on like the general picture of where the line can be drawn. It's like, when is it going to stop? Like, what are we going to be able to say in the future? And that's the problem. They're not saying like, oh, what she said is like not bad or something. They just want to know like, where is this line going to be drawn?
I respect that conversation, but the conversation started with Jenna should not have been unpartnered for this. So I wanted to.
I don't think that she should have. If what she got unpartnered for were the comments that she said in general. Now, if she directed hate towards another person and it's provable, etc., right? Because let's also be clear: these are screenshots. It's not like Twitch did an investigation and they received the information from Discord and they got it. They're basically taking all of this off of screenshots. So I think that they probably unpartnered her because of the comments in general and not necessarily that specific comment.
Okay, but I guess I've made my case. Like, you can't know that.
Well, no, I mean, obviously.
That's all insofar as what Jenna knows and insofar as what
No.
has ever been said about it. Like, unless you think there's some super secret reason that they haven't communicated to anybody about it, I guess.
Well, it sounds like to me that they unpartnered her for exactly the reason why they said they would unpartner somebody, right? We'll take action against users that direct hate towards people that are Twitch users off platform.
But before you're even ever partnered?
In any instance, that's what the policy says.
Okay, so every single Twitch streamer on this thing that's ever said like, oh, that other Twitch streamer is an F word or whatever, all of them should lose their part. That's literally 95% of like the fucking just chatting section, the WoW section, every gaming section, like the league section, the start, whatever games like.
I realize what you're doing. You're setting me up to say this, but yes, I think that we should uphold ourselves to be a higher standard. And yes, if you say the F slur against other Twitch users and streamers and you say the N word, yeah, you should be fucking banned from this platform. That's my position.
Okay. Here's what I think we need to do. Here's what I think we need to do. I think we need to honestly. Here's what we should do. Okay, so obviously what you said was bad recently, right? The recent stuff was bad. Okay, the past shit. Listen, whatever, right? I've said dumb shit. The past shit, I'm not going to argue. Whatever. This recent shit, sure, it's bad. But here's what I think we should do. Okay, I think we should go for this upstanding PG-13 vibe. You know, obviously the hardcore racist shit is bad. Yes, I'm not defending it. We shouldn't be able to say it.
But why say it's PG-13?
I'm saying PG-13 because when you say we should all uphold or stand to this greater
you understand
thing.
What that means, right? You can. I make fun of Twitch streamers all the time. You can make fun of me all the time. There's a big difference between that train and saying the N-word.
I know. Yes.
Wait, did she say the N-word in those logs?
Yes.
I didn't
so
see
many
it
times.
anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, several times.
Yeah. Was it hard R? Was it hard R or soft A?
Hard R.
Soft R.
Yes, what was it?
Soft R.
Was it hard R or soft A?
Just to be really clear, we're not talking about. She said, "Oh, that streamer's a dumbass." Okay, I just want to be really clear. We're talking about racism. That's what this is. Okay.
And she said
when I say we should hold ourselves to a when I say we should hold ourselves to a higher standard, that's what I fucking mean. I don't mean we can't insult each other, banter back and forth, whatever. I mean, cut out the fucking racism, cut out the sexism, get that shit off this platform. Yes, there's a big difference.
It wasn't on the platform.
Get it off the platform too. Get it unassociated with any partner streamer on this platform.
Yeah, that's
to be clear. Until I've seen otherwise, I didn't see any logs of her saying the hard R. I don't know if that was in there.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Where's hard R?
That wasn't in any of the logs.
I saw soft A. I did not see hard R. So if there was hard R, please let me know.
Honestly, I didn't see that, but I didn't really look into that clearly.
I definitely saw it multiple times.
Yeah, so did I.
Wait.
He was also making fun of someone who was streaming and making fun of them based and being racist.
And
wait, you saw in her logs. You saw her using the hard R in the logs.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Okay, to the
okay, I mean, I have the full image of her album. I would love if anybody in my chat, because people are linking it. I haven't seen any of this anywhere. Her saying the hard R.
Dude,
She did make some dumb fucking. There was another black female streamer that was streaming, and she said black female playing basketball, KFC, great, which was stupid. This was 2 years ago. She was 18. It was dumb. She shouldn't say it. This was before she was even a partnered streamer.
But I mean, like, if there were no consequences, then it's like they're just allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
Saying,
allowing it to happen 2 years in the past to somebody that wasn't even.
What is the justification that she was young to have anything to do with it? So like there could be a path to redemption, and we can talk about that. We can talk about a path to redemption. We can talk about a path to that.
I don't give a fuck what she said 2 years ago. Nothing 2 years ago should be should be the reason she got unpartnered today. Nothing. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Listen.
2 years ago,
No. It's like saying if a streamer raped someone.
No.
Okay, it's the same. What you're saying racism is not as bad as.
Hold on.
Wait. Let's follow that analogy. If a streamer rapes someone 2 years ago, so if somebody like committed a crime, so that one guy that was on this podcast, that motherfucker should be banned 100%. That piece of shit that killed somebody, manslaughter, or whatever, he should just be banned. Every single person that's ever been convicted of a felony should always be banned on Twitter.
Again, there's a difference between path to redemption, right, and the difference between the actual punishment. If it is discovered, okay, and it comes to light, then Twitch has to make a trust and safety and enforcement decision on it by policy. Later on, we can discuss if Jenna can get partnered again. Okay, that's a possibility. If she cleans up her act and comes back or whatever. Yeah.
First of all, before I'll make a point right now. First of all, okay, before we accept that comparison for the sake of argument, let me make something clear. Okay, what you said was dumb, but saying that black streamer is playing basketball, KFC, and watermelon is not equivalent or comparable whatsoever to someone raping or murdering someone. It is not. It is fucking not. It is not.
Let me tell you what is happening, okay? You're saying that because she was joking, that her racism is not as bad. It's like,
I'm saying that. Yeah.
Wait, no. We can even say that it is bad, actually. We can go as far as to say that it is bad. But it's happening on Discord. It's not happening on Twitch. Discord shouldn't have or Twitch shouldn't have a say in our private lives.
Community. Like, this is work. You can't, like, go on Discord and be like, oh, yeah, this is just friends.
Because when you see her down the street, you're like, oh, shit, it's blank from Twitch. You know what I'm saying? That's what you say. You say, oh, shit, it's blank from Twitch. You don't just, that's why it's a problem. That's the only reason why Twitch took action.
I don't agree with taking what somebody says and, supposedly or assumedly a private conversation, making it public, and then that person potentially losing their livelihood over it. No,
I think the most important lesson that you can learn from this is if you're a streamer and you get caught on some shit, deny that shit. Fucking
exactly.
Don't ever own up to anything.
That was my next thing.
Just get fucked hard for it.
That was my next thing.
No reason in this world to ever take responsibility for or own up to any problem.
Yes, that was my next thing.
Deny.
What do I say?
Before we get to that though, but we all can agree that like Discord general chat is not. Like,
it was stupid
none
for
of us
her to
would
do
not.
that.
Anyone in this call, no matter what y'all do behind doors with your people, y'all would not put no shit like that in no Discord chat.
Sure.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like that's like anyone that is like uses your brain, you would not put something like that in Discord general.
Yeah.
Like,
can you explain like why you feel the way like we should never own up to anything?
Why would you own up to anything? Bad Bunny didn't. If Jenna wouldn't have owned up to it, if Jenna
so Destiny, are you sure that because Jenna owned up to it and Bad Bunny didn't, that was why they got banned? Is that what you do? You know that?
Probably. Yeah. If she were to publicly
or yes.
Yes. If she were to publicly say all of,
you straight up don't know.
I say yes. I say yes too.
Okay, there's two everything.
Like, I can't know everything, but it's not like they're gonna. It's not like Twitch has subpoena powers on fucking Discord and pulls fucking database entries for the all Jen had to say was all these logs are 100% fake. This is actually ridiculous. That's what Bad Bunny said. She didn't get banned, so we go by case studies. It looks like
no, because I do agree. If she would have denied it, she would have been fine.
Like it's entirely possible that Bad Bunny's case was substantiated, but not against Twitch users, and then it was ruled totally fine. Jenna's case was substantiated; it was against Twitch users, and it fell within their policy. Like again, we don't know.
Wait, so you're telling me that? What is this substantiated against Twitch users? What does this mean?
That means that Trust and Safety went in, investigated the case, found out that there was hateful speech or some violation of terms of service against other Twitch users, and then enforced their policy.
So what investigation are they doing besides looking at the same logs that we're looking at?
Yeah. How do you think they investigated it?
They looked at the same pictures that we looked at. That's what they did.
So nobody knows anything. That's what it comes down to. Like we're having a conversation about the idea.
Also, Bad Bunny literally called another partnered streamer, Alabro, autistic in the logs that was leaked. So that's not true either, Devin. That's not wrong. That Bad Bunny wasn't targeting other Twitch users. Bad Bunny literally made fun of Alabro.
I don't know why she wasn't.
Because she publicly said all those logs were fake. She didn't own up to any of it.
Yeah, I don't know if we can say for sure that was the reason.
Well, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, right? And Abdu said something that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
The reason you know that it like all these apologies are fake is because they apologize after the fact.
Yeah, we never saw somebody
apologize. If she's so sorry about it, then why did she
to
wait until it got leaked to say that she's sorry about it?
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't believe any apology like that.
Like
not
that.
at all.
Yeah, a lot of apologies for bullshit. Yeah, I said nobody's apologized for something they haven't been caught for. Like,
yeah, not to mention, should every single streamer that's ever been banned for hate speech be unpartnered? Like Trihex dropped an F-bomb on stream and he got banned for 7 days for it. Should he lose his partnership now? Because he did that on stream.
Dropping an F-bomb is not the same type of racism that that was in the logs.
What do you mean? Like what type? First of all, she never said any version of the N-word in any of those logs. I don't know where you got that from. That's just straight up not true.
I don't think you saw the logs that me and Kalei saw because like
I'm on the logs right now and actually there is no hard R. It's just in the results. It's in the results.
So now we're at the next stage of the outrage is where somebody says somebody did something and now we assume that she literally, oh yeah, remember in the logs where Jenna was advocating for the genocide of the Jewish race? Like now we're at the part where we're just inventing fact, right? So
yeah, it didn't happen.
If you post a stream on your public Discord making fun of someone because of their race, that's blatant fucking racism. That is never okay ever.
Sure, we're not at hard R or a soft A though. She didn't say the N-word.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter now because it didn't happen. Okay, now it doesn't matter because the fact
Of course it matters.
And so going after someone for their sexual preference is different. It's less bad.
Yeah, or calling Alibrel autistic like Bad Bunny did. I mean, like we could.
I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying slipping up and saying it by accident is
Okay, what about other Twitch streamers that have been homophobic on stream and haven't gotten their partnership?
Here's a novel thought. Maybe it depends on the individual case. Just blanket every single one.
That is so dangerous and disgusting. In my opinion.
Well, no, wait, that's actually a really good point. So has Jenna been banned for hate speech before on Twitch?
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
No,
I never remember
hasn't.
Jenna being banned. So we have what appears to be a pretty clean record, getting an instant removal of her partnership, which is worse than a ban. That's worse than a 30-day ban. So the highest level of punishment before getting.
Well, the highest level of punishment would be a permanent ban.
Before getting a permanent indefinite ban. A 30-day ban is preferable to losing affiliate, which is what she did.
It just feels like you guys are underplaying the racism here.
I am underplaying it because there was nobody like her.
You don't have to underplay it.
Joke. I'm sorry to say, like maybe I'm a terrible person for this, but I think that making a racist joke in the assumption of privacy is not a big deal. I don't think that it's a big deal. I will go on record and say that. And I think that
even if we do, we can say that it's a big deal. We can say it's a big deal and you shouldn't do it. Like we can agree with that and still agree that like your job, like Twitch, shouldn't be unpartnering you for doing something stupid like that in your private time. Like if I was dumb, if I went like so like let's say I got a DUI for drunk driving, do I get unpartnered from Twitch? Like does every single fucking area of my life have to fail because of one mistake in some other area? Like that's fucking insane.
Exactly.
Think about the things that you're comparing racism to.
Yeah, DUI is worse.
Drunk driving is the same as racism.
Wait, what?
No, drunk driving is far worse than racism. What do you mean?
Huh?
Making a racist joke as I said, making a racist joke in private that was a joke.
Yeah, wait, if I could have a thousand.
If
you could have 1,000 people make a racist joke versus 1,000 people get in their car and drive drunk, the 1,000 people making the racist joke is probably preferable to the 1,000 people going in a drunk driving.
Yeah, you kill people drunk driving. Exactly.
I just think
you guys don't experience racism. Do you know what I mean? So for you guys to underplay racism that you don't experience, that seems a little off to me.
I don't experience getting hit by a drunk driver either, but I know that it's bad.
The issue here is that we're talking about two totally separate things. Like this is how we should regulate a platform of ideas. It doesn't have anything to do with drunk driving. And the problem that I have with this argument at its center is basically you guys. I feel like you guys are giving everyone carte blanche to say racist shit, then lie about it, which you're encouraging people to do.
No, Twitch is encouraging people to do that. To be clear.
So when I guess my position is that maybe we should just not be shitty people and not say it in the first place.
I think jumping to shitty people.
You shouldn't be shitty people, but if you are a shitty person, fucking lie about it, because no fucking way should you complain on that shit, because you're gonna get fucked for it hard.
First of all, two things. First of all, I think jumping to shitty people is fucked up.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, do you really think that making a joke like that, like, it makes you a shitty person? I don't think so.
I think
it wasn't
being
a joke,
blatantly racist makes you a shitty person. Yes,
it wasn't.
Or an aspect of it. Yeah,
I think that there are a lot of because of their race.
But more importantly, like what's like
Twitch.
More the overarching aspect here is we have a platform of ideas. Everybody here is an influencer, right? You influence people to think certain ways. So the idea is that if you allow things on your platform that influence people towards bad ideas, you create bad things in the world. This is why Twitter struggles with this policy, Twitch struggles with this policy, Facebook, Instagram, they all have this. It's a very difficult problem.
Okay.
Wait, why are you comparing it to all those other platforms? I'm not aware of Twitter banning you for stuff you say on Facebook, or for YouTube banning you for a post you made on Facebook. Does this happen?
No, I'm saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying the concept is this is
no. The concept is very simple. No one here disagrees. For instance, Mitch Jones's ban probably makes sense because he showed it on stream. That's okay. That's the same thing if it happened on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. But could you imagine getting banned on your Twitter account if they're like, hey, we saw that you posted a racist meme on Facebook, we're banning your Twitter?
If you are a partner for Twitter and you are a partner with them and you do that, do you think that Twitter would come at you for that? They would.
So you're telling me, let's go to an equivalent of that. Let's go to an equivalent. So you think that if you're a verified Twitter account and you make like a racist Facebook meme, Twitter is going to ban you or unverify your account?
Absolutely, they would. Yes.
Okay. It's really crazy to me that I know like blatant like white nationalists like Nick Fuentes and shit that have never been unverified on Twitter. Like that, it's crazy how that works. I guess that's
true.
So weird.
That doesn't mean that's not the the policy. Some people do get away with it for a while. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, it implies that it's the policy whenever there are a lot of examples that contradict it. Yeah, I would say that would be a pretty strong implication. Of course.
Well, okay, so Jack Dorsey and his head of trust and safety came on Joe Rogan and said specifically that this is something that they are trying to stop. So
really? They said they were trying to stop racism. What do you think they were going to say?
On Joe Rogan, the largest podcast in the world, Jack came out and said we're going to take strong stances against racism.
Okay, so now, how can I possibly convince you, Asmongold, otherwise? Because every time I say an argument about something, you go, oh, that's just the big corporation talk. So I can't win with you. There's no point in even discussing
the way that you can win is by showing me examples of things that reinforce
showing you examples of people that got unverified from Twitter because they said some dumbass shit on an off-platform. I'm sure we can find that.
I'm sure you can find some, but I'm sure you can find examples in the other direction too. I just don't think it's that simple.
The logs from 2 years ago it should be erased off, okay? People, 2 years ago is a long fucking time. The recent ones are fucking bad. Yes, they're bad, they're not okay. But the push for Unpartnership, I feel like a lot of people are being disingenuous. I refuse to believe, I can't. Maybe you, Devin, all believe, but everyone listening to the show, there is no fucking way you are saints and angels. There's no fucking way. I refuse to believe it. Everyone in this chat, everyone everywhere.
That's not the point, though.
It is because it is though. It is though because here's what we're saying. People are fighting for this and saying shitty person. They're saying unpartner, but realistically, what they're really saying is shit. Well, I can fight for this because no one has seen my stuff. My stuff's private. I wasn't dumb enough to do it publicly. But that's what it is.
Who did that would expect the same consequence.
It's just
like the reason, the reason why they have to take action once it's public is because if they don't take action, it means that they're enabling it.
You're making it crazy. No, hold on. Because this argument, blah blah blah, you could have leaked shit. Fuck all that, okay? The point is that if you do something stupid in some area of your life, that area should be contained. This idea that if you do something dumb in one area, so like as it stands right now in the world, it feels like I could tweet some dumb racist joke and I could get banned on Twitter, which is fine. I could lose my account on Twitch. Holy shit. I could get kicked out of my fucking school. Like every single part of your life can fall apart outside of like whatever area that you make a mistake in, which is fucking insane. Like that idea that like Jenna did some dumb shit and she said some dumb shit. And you know what? If Discord would have come in and said, hey, we're removing your Discord, we're banning you from Discord, then fucking A, then that's fine. That's Discord. That's their platform. She fucked up on it. That's fine. But as far as I'm aware, we don't walk around representing Twitch any more than we represent the apartment buildings we live in, any more than we represent the ISPs that deliver internet to us, any more than we represent the fucking monitors that we look out of. Like this idea that every single thing you touch or have your hand in, you're a representative of, that is insane. But if I were to get banned for saying some hateful shit online, nobody would come back on AT&T and say like, you guys gave him internet and you let us say that? That's insane. Much the same that Twitch just gives me a platform to advertise on doesn't mean that Twitch endorses every single thing I say.
Every time you click the start streaming button, you are in front of thousands of people on Twitch's behest.
And every time you click the stop streaming button, those people go away.
It is not. No, they don't go away, Destiny. You're still a brand.
No, I'm not. I'm not a Twitch brand off Twitch's stream.
Bro, Destiny, you're a smart guy. You're a smart dude, bro. But how can you not understand this, dog? Like it's bro.
No, I could stop streaming right now and never stream again ever, if I wanted to. I'm not an employee of the company. Like,
oh, Destiny off Twitch.
Yeah, it's Destiny off Twitch. As soon as you go anywhere, it's Destiny off Twitch. You heard that thing?
Twitch streamer.
What about people that know me as Destiny on YouTube or the guy that says crazy shit on Twitter? What do you mean? It doesn't matter.
Fuck those people. But I'm talking about Destiny on Twitch because Destiny on Twitch is the guy that everybody has to focus on. So you go ahead and drop some hard R just in case. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna be like, oh shit, Destiny on Twitch, drop the hard R on Twitch, on Twitch. That's it. The second part. You're smart, bro.
Okay, so hold on.
Let me just get the biggest thing.
Okay, go ahead.
The biggest problem here is just Twitch is inconsistent. That's like I feel that's what's calling the biggest rip here. Is like because they're inconsistent, this band seems like this unpartnering Jenna like this seems like what the fuck. That I think that's one of the biggest points we gotta also realize is like because Twitch is. That's why I said from the beginning I'm hoping that this is I guess an attempt, but it's like if they did this and then moving forward. It's not the same energy, or they switch it up, or somebody does something worse, and it's like what the fuck? Because like given their track record, is like, come on, bro.
Right now the track record is always going to be broken. Every single person that's been banned off this platform over the last 2 years for quote unquote hate speech, all of those people should be unpartnered. Like that would be the only way to make that consistent. So Mo, me, anyone in here that's ever taken a quote unquote hate speech ban for the Tri-Hacks, like every single person that has had any of those types of bans should be a partner. That's the only way for that to be consistent. So that's never going to happen.
That's what I'm from this point.
I got hate speech for using the word sluts, so technically me as well.
Then you're fucking unpartnered too. Like literally every single person that's had a hate speech ban should be a partner. And also, we should take it a step further. Anybody that says retarded or autistic, they should be a partner too, because that's just as much hate speech. But for some reason,
is there philosophy, right?
The hard R though, bro. Like,
wait, no one said. Jenna never said the hard R. What are you talking about?
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying.
He's saying there are different levels.
I'm saying hate speech. I'm just saying hate.
There are
speech,
different levels. Destiny, what is the principle in philosophy when you take an argument to its logical extreme? I need to know this word so I can tell you when you're doing it every 5 seconds.
It would just be called valid logical deduction. No, principle of explosion is if you show a contradiction within somebody's beliefs. But right now, taking something to its quote-unquote logical extreme, that's just like showing you by deduction how an argument might be bad.
Okay,
you could say I'm being hyperbolic or maybe doing a slippery slope fallacy where I'm saying something is going to happen in the future, but I can't demonstrate that that would actually happen.
What I'm saying is, like, you're not respecting that there are different levels of this, okay? So if I come on and I go, oi, jolly old chap, you scallywag, right? That's different than if I bust out the N-word. You acknowledge that, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, like, every single individual, it's not that every partner on Twitch needs to be unpartnered for quote, hate speech. There is context to every single individual case.
If you don't get all the streamers to just completely stop streaming and do it together, which they're never going to do,
See, exactly. The problem is that this is really hard, right? Having a productive conversation and enacting change in a society or a company is difficult. So it is difficult to get people together. It's much easier to sit on a podcast and bitch about it, hoping that it will change. But no one actually wants to be the catalyst for that change.
I'll be the catalyst. I don't give a fuck. I'll be the catalyst.
Well, so far you're not doing a very good job because you're
goddamn site.
Because every single time that you say fuck the website that, by the way, has enabled you to be the person you are today and all the money that you're making.
No, it hasn't.
No?
Wait, just as
go to T-Live and start streaming that.
As a real quick thing, that's a super cancerous way to view the relationship with Twitch. Like, yeah, like Twitch enables us to do something, but it's not for free. Everybody that works at Twitch, there aren't any fucking volunteers at this company, dog. They're all getting fucking paid. All the original owners got paid the fuck out for retirement tier money. So that mentality that you just have is totally fucked. It's very backwards. The idea that like Twitch that enables you to live here, we enable Twitch to make money too, okay? It's not a one-way street.
So that's what I'm saying. It's equals. We're equals. They're not lesser, and neither are we.
They don't treat it like it, but you expect us to treat it like it.
So
I would if they would. I used to. Fuck them. Yeah, 100% fuck them. Are you kidding me?
Train, do you run ads?
Let me ask you a question.
Wait. Train, do you run ads?
At the end of streaming in my outro, yes.
Yeah. Do you do bounties?
I don't have bounties. They don't give it to me.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, if they did, he would run it. So he runs ads. That's all Twitch asks you to do. It's all you can do for him.
Yep. There you go. There you go, Devin. I do my part for them. Listen, at the end of the day, when I say fuck Twitch, I have a lot of friends on Twitch. They know I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about each individual on Twitch. I'm talking about the fucking corporate identity of Twitch. They know I'm not talking about the fucking individuals. Every individual at Twitch that I've met, they're fucking great. They're awesome. They're not responsible for this at all. Do you understand? The people responsible are so out of touch with gaming, they don't even know Twitch is a gaming site. They probably think it's some goddamn fucking porn 2.0 and I'm sitting here fucking Manuelferraratv Jr. doing some weird shit. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They're drinking their whiskey and scotch in their fucking winter cabin while getting their dick sucked by 6 different fucking girls. Like, suck my dick. Suck my dick as if this is what it is. The people I'm referring to are those people. I'm not referring to the Twitch employees that are sitting there on a daily basis watching our streams, supporting us. Half of them fucking agree with what I'm saying. They just can't say it because they'll lose their fucking job. So at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. Do you understand? And I'm fed up with it. And stop pretending. It's such a high road. Well, we need to have some mature discourse. They don't give a fuck. They're not going to listen.
You don't know anything about what they care about. You've never even... Dude, the only person on this podcast that talks to Twitch executives of any caliber is me. And
yeah, and so far you've deflected...
So hold on, wait, real quick. I have very good penetration into the people that do moderation, up to the highest levels. I will say that. And I have had numerous conversations with people, I've had the conversations with the only people that I could have that would actually change any of these things. The problem is that bureaucratically, I hear a lot of the same answers that are publicly stated. So I have heard, for instance, that Twitch is coming up to do like a big revamp of how they deal with moderation and that there are even specific policies that they're considering reworking. And I heard that last TwitchCon. Now, I hear this a lot. I hear this year after year after year. I've been in contact with really high people in the moderation team for probably about 2 years now because I realize that's the only way to get things done. But I do hear a lot like, well, this is what we're looking at. This is what we want to do. And then maybe that idea dies in another department. Maybe the idea doesn't filter out into being what they said it would be. But it is pretty frustrating. And the idea that you can just talk to the right person and get changes done bureaucratically doesn't seem to be the way that Twitch functions on the inside at the moment.
I agree.
The broader thing here that's scary to streamers like me or Train or whatever, I don't know how much Train is about. I think about this a lot. Is that I've increasingly over the past couple of years have wondered like what the fuck can I end up like getting like unpartnered or banned for? And now with this most recent ban, like I'm sincerely wondering like I've been banned for like hate speech related stuff. I think within like a year and a half ago or something. Could they just come back and say, by the way, we're going to unpart you for that? Like if somebody writes an article or if a thread blows up on LSF that's like, look at what Destiny said on stream a year and a half ago, like could I just lose my partnership? Could that happen to any other streamer on the platform that's been banned for any type of hate speech related infringement? Like that's pretty scary. And right now the answer to that, to be consistent with what just happened, the answer to that is yes, of course you could be. If Jenna can be banned for saying the F word in a Discord chat, why wouldn't I be able to be banned like right now for saying it on stream? Yeah, I don't know. That's a
maybe you should apologize now just in case.
No, I didn't say that actually. The person that was streaming that was, I have a twin brother. I don't like to talk about him very much. Yeah. And I unfortunately let him on the past, but I never let him in again. He's the one that actually said that in the past.
Realistically, I have to assume that they took action. The only benefit I can give them, benefit I can give Twitch is that they took action because Jenna said she did it. But realistically, I mean, can you trust Discord log? Can you trust a screenshot from a fucking hate watcher? Fuck no, you can't.
As far as like the whole Twitch side of all of this shit is like, it does suck, and I do feel like they should be more transparent. But if we all like look at the contract, they can ban you for whatever the fuck they want to ban you for.
We're not talking. We're not asking.
I was talking about your point where you said you were scared about what you could be banned for. Like the scary thing is that we can be banned for whatever the fuck they want to ban you. Like they can ban you for whatever.
Thinking about what are they reasonably going to ban you for? Like on every restaurant, like a restaurant can technically remove you for anything, but like it seems like that doesn't happen.
The way they put out how they can ban you is too freaking broad. Like the fact that like streamers are like, for example, Destiny, like streaming is his livelihood, and him being on a platform, the fact that he has to wonder like what would get him banned or what would lose him partnership is like a scary thing. Like the contract should be like structured so much differently, and they shouldn't be like that at all. Like
so again, it's very clear what people get banned off platform for. It's very simple. I can read it again if you want.
I feel like it's just put examples.
Actually, hold on. Read the guidelines.
By the letter of the law.
Put examples in it. I promise.
Because if you were to read exactly what you're saying, it says you can get banned off platform for hate speech. If you go to the community guidelines and you see what they see if you read what they say by hate speech, they're going to include the word labelism or ableism in there, which includes calling people autistic and retarded, which you can actually do on Twitch and not get banned for it. So it's not very clear, even by the letter of the law.
No, it is very clear. It's just not enforced. There's a difference. And so when Abdu says the real problem is inconsistency, I 100% agree with that.
My bad.
It's just when they say we may take action against users for hateful conduct or harassment that occurs off of Twitch services that are directed to Twitch users, that's very clear to me. Now, whether or not it's enforced, that's another thing.
Well, not enforcing what you say you're going to enforce means it's not clear.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like it makes it not.
Because if I say that I'm going to beat the shit out of you, if you call your mom an asshole, and then you call your mom an asshole, and the dad doesn't beat the shit out of you, and you're like, wait a second, that's not clear. And he's like, well, what's not clear about it? You heard exactly what I said. Yeah, but you didn't do it. Okay, well, I'm just not enforcing it. But
they do enforce it just inconsistently. so
that it's not clear.
It's just your dad beats your ass sometimes for it. I don't know. I guess I just have a different. I think that's like pretty clear. Like maybe the.
What do you say by clear? When you say clear, you just mean the English makes sense.
He's arguing semantics. He's arguing semantics.
So wait, hold on. I just want you to say clear. When you say clear, you mean that grammatically it's structured correctly. That's what you mean. It reads like plain English.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
And what are you saying?
I'm saying. So hang on. The language reads: we may take action against users for hateful conduct and harassment. So that seems to be consistent with what they're doing. Sometimes they ban people for it. Sometimes they don't.
So the clear part is that they can do anything. That's what makes it clear.
No, the clear part is they could do anything as it relates to hateful conduct in the community service guidelines in the TOS.
But they could do it or they couldn't do it. So they could do almost anything.
That's what may take action means.
Yeah, so that's why it's not clear,
so
bro.
Real quick, so if you were to turn on the weather station tomorrow and they're like, it may rain tomorrow, you would be like, that was a pretty clear forecast because it might or might not.
No.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Or like if somebody's like, Devin, I might smack your butt if I see you. It's like, you're like, oh, wait. Are you not like?
It's clear to me that might happen.
Yeah, no, but it's not clear that it would happen though. You see, like it's that's the thing. Like even the whole might, it's not clear. It's like
what's clear is what is allowed and what is not allowed. What's not clear is the enforcement.
I saw that.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Well, wait. To say something is allowed or not allowed implies that enforcement action will be taken if you do it. So to not be consistent on the enforcement makes it seem like it's allowed. That's the whole reason. Like, it's not like there's a rule that says don't do this or we're going to be upset at you. It's don't do this or you're going to be moderated.
Here's a good example, okay? Like, we all know that there are speed limits, right? But we also know that you don't get caught 100% of the time when you're speeding. So just because the rule may be enforced doesn't mean the rule doesn't exist, and it doesn't mean that the cops might pull you over for it.
Except I would.
Speed.
Well, that's actually
No.
That's a bullshit thing because actually people would argue that speed limits are oftentimes very unclear. For instance, when we talk about speed limits, how many times do you hear people say things like, "Oh yeah, like you can go like 15 over in this area. You can only go 10 over in this."
15 over.
Well, depending on the interstate. I don't know if it's like 55. If it's 55, you're going like 65, 70. You're usually okay on the interstate.
So when you like read a sign that says 60 miles an hour, and then
you can go like 65, 70. Yeah, people are always saying like, yeah, you can go 5 over 10 over. The cops won't pull you over here. That's like a perfect example of an unclear rule. Speed limits are
like imagine like a cop pulls you over and you try to argue that like, oh, but like other people are doing it.
Yeah, but people do all the time because it's unclear.
You know, if she said those things 2 years ago, like I don't feel, you know, that shit, like the shit, you know what I mean? It should have that big of an effect, but it's like at the same time, if they made that decision, that is what it is. I haven't talked negatively about her and specifically. I'm just talking about the situation and the way.
I think if you knew it was a mistake, you should expect a consequence. You know what I mean?
Everyone agrees, but the consequence should be where the mistake is made, not across every single area of your life.
Say I get a speeding ticket, right? And every time I get a speeding ticket, it's $5. I'm gonna speed all the time. It's $5, you know? Versus like if it was like $500, I'm gonna think twice about doing it again. And so
wait. If you but the equivalent, okay, sure. But let's say for $500, let's say that speeding is really bad. What if they then said, okay, well, if you speed, we're gonna start docking your hours at work, or you're gonna start accruing points at work that might lead you getting fired for speeding? Should you be fired for speeding?
Well, no.
I'm sorry, I kind of blanked out there.
Okay, well, that's my whole argument. Then thank you for agreeing with me. I don't think we should fire people for speeding. I don't think we should fire people for doing things on Discord, on Twitch.
I think they're just trying to make an example out of her. I don't necessarily agree that taking her entire income away. I think she deserved a ban, but I think they're also using the situation to make an example out of her in hopes that this doesn't happen again, but necessarily it will probably happen again.
Okay, so Destiny, in your same example, if you speed, right, you shouldn't be docked points in your company, right? Like using your same example.
Yeah,
I agree with you. What if you drive for Uber and you speed? Should you be fired?
If you drive for Uber,
and you're endangering your clients and your customers, should you be fired?
If you're speeding while you're on the job, yeah, sure.
So it sounds like that falls apart then, right?
No, it doesn't.
Because
stop train. Sorry, hold on. Let me respond to that. Go off on some crazy shit.
Destiny almost went fucking Super Saiyan 3.
If you are speeding while you're in the service of working for Uber as an Uber driver with a client in the car, much the same way that if I say something stupid in front of my computer while I'm in the service for Twitch with my stream running, yes, I think you should be punished for that. By Uber while driving a client, or by Twitch while streaming on Twitch.
Okay. So if you are a police officer and you habitually speed outside of in your own car and you're off the clock and you drive all around really fast and endanger people, can you get removed from being a police officer?
I don't know.
You can, sure, right? If you break the law outside of being on the clock and not in your uniform. So in the same way,
so you're telling me
do you want to know why?
Any cop that breaks the law is not allowed to be a cop?
No, that's not what I'm saying. You just did that thing. I wish we had a word for it.
Wait. Okay, no. Can you tell? Before we move on to your argument, can you please tell me what you just said? Then, what did you say about the cop?
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm drawing an analogy that a police officer is responsible being a police officer on or off the clock. Correct?
So you're telling me that if a police officer breaks the law off the clock, they're punished on the clock for it?
They can be punished as a police officer for it. Yeah, they can lose their job as a police officer. I don't think anybody would debate this. So,
okay,
well, except the
it might be true in this case, but that's because police officers literally enforce the laws that they're supposed to enforce.
No, it's because they represent a higher ideal, which is exactly what influencers do.
Even if we go back to the Uber thing, it would be kind of be like saying
you're saying that they represent a higher ideal, so that you can rationalize co-opting their position to tell them what to do.
Wait, I don't understand.
Well, what you're saying is that because they represent a higher ideal, then it gives you the right to tell them what ideal they should use to
they represent they represent the law of the letter, right? They represent a certain sort of kind of terms of service, like a terms of service of society. In the same way that influencers are representatives of Twitch represent the terms of service of this platform.
I mean, you can go back to the
same thing.
No. Hold on. To be clear, for that analogy to work, the exact same thing would be somebody that works for Twitch that's involved in rule enforcement. If they were to say the F word offline, like if somebody in trust and safety, or if somebody in moderation were to say the F word offline, would that person be fired for it if Twitch found out on their job? I think that's fair. That's what a cop is the comparison to. The cop is not a normal person. Police officers are literally there to uphold the law.
Yeah, and I would make the argument, and this is the problem I think where we're losing everything, is just the subjectivity of like what constitutes a normal person. You think, and that's fine, that because you're a contractor, you are not beholden to this, right? Because of that employee contractor difference, and I think you are. That's really the only difference here.
Like, I mean, even if you go back to the Uber thing, it would be like, would Uber be in their right to not let you drive for them if you were speeding? Like, that would kind of be, or would Uber be wrong for like saying, oh, you can't do Uber anymore?
Yeah, I mean, if we want to use the Uber comparison, let's say there's an Uber driver, 4.98 stars after 7,000 trips, and then let's say somehow Uber finds out that when he drives off Uber sometimes he speeds, and then Uber decides to fire him. Is that okay?
I mean, if that's what they.
We're not we're not asking if that's what they do, then that's what they do. Obviously, if that's what they do, that's what they do. I'm saying, like, is that okay? Should Uber be able to fire people for somebody
speeding? If they got caught speeding, if they're getting caught speeding and they got tickets for speeding and shit like that, yeah, because it's that they can possibly be putting their drivers or Uber at a danger of a lawsuit.
Yeah, there's a really easy way to do this. So if somebody gets a DUI off the clock and they're not driving for Uber, would Uber fire them? I think so.
I'm not asking if they. Why do we keep going back to this fucking stupid idea of can they do it? No one here disagrees with that. You brought up a million times. Hold on, no. Devin keeps saying, Devin keeps doing this thing where he's like, well, can you feel it? You can fire anybody for any reason. We're asking, should they? Stop asking, can they? We're asking, should they? So if you do something while you're not, okay, I disagree.
Okay.
You disagree that they should fire them if they get
if you're not on the clock, they don't have any hold on your time. You can go and be the fucking dictator of fucking Wanda for all the fuck I care. If you're off the clock. Yes.
If you're driving for them, and you're speeding off the clock and you're getting tickets and shit for that, you can possibly put in people that they are putting in your car at danger. If you're speeding off the clock, you're getting caught for shit like that, you could potentially cause Uber to have a big lawsuit. Or look, because if
Uber have a big lawsuit, if a driver gets in an accident while you're driving in an Uber, you think you can sue Uber for that?
Yeah. If someone got in an Uber car and gets in an accident, they're not suing the driver. They're suing the company. I guarantee. If you're smart.
Yeah, they are.
Like nobody. What you gonna sue the driver for? $200?
Destiny, he's talking about when he's on the job.
But even
if you're on the job, I don't think you can sue Uber if a driver gets in an accident.
I'm just trying to go through analogies until we understand that people have a fucking responsibility, even though they're off platform.
It turns out if you're ever in an accident involving Uber or Lyft, you likely won't sue the ride-sharing company outright. According to multiple lawyers, drivers are technically independent contractors, not employees, meaning the company can deny liability for crashes involving their drivers and have done so in the past. Most notoriously when a driver hit and killed a 6-year-old in San Francisco in 2014. Wow, crazy. They even make the same contractor and employee distinction here that I've been making in the past with Twitch. Insane how that works.
Well, I've heard of people suing the company and Uber and stuff, and they're getting paid. Like I know people.
There's no way you know anybody that's done that. The precedent that would set that I could sue Uber the company for if a driver gets in an accident, a contractor driver gets in an accident.
If you got the car through or if you got the ride through Uber.
Yes, even if you got the ride through Uber, you can't sue Uber the company if you get in a car accident. If the person gets in a car accident while driving you around.
It said they're not likely to sue the company, but I've heard of people suing like.
Well, you can sue whoever you want. You can sue whoever you want, but like you're not going to win, right? Uber just doesn't have that liability. They wouldn't take that on. The company wouldn't exist. This is standard practice for every type of company. Remember Better Health? Remember that mental health whatever company? Those people in their clause had a limited liability thing saying, hey, if you get bad advice from a doctor, blah blah blah, you can't come back and sue us. This is standard practice for every type of like limited liability thing that exists online. In fact, even Phantom Lord's very own fucking lawsuit against Twitch has to do with a specific part in their contract where they expressly say that they have a limited liability of losses as well. So I mean, like, this is standard practice.
Well, I mean, they sued the insurance company.
Of the Uber driver, yes, of the contractor, not of the company.
I don't know. I just feel like, can we please just acknowledge the fact that there are a lot of people that say things that are racist or bad like that aren't actually like that. They just do it because they think it's edgy or funny. I mean, like,
Right.
Let's be real. Like, I mean, that's the whole.
It's so like, wait, so like, real quick. So there's a term in philosophy. It's called essentialism, right? And this happens this happens a lot whenever this type of drama happens. Is basically somebody says something, but that thing that they say, they become. So you might have somebody that, and I know Jenna was part of like the CX network, so they all said a bunch of stupid shit. There are a lot of people out there that say a lot of really fucking stupid and really dumb shit, but what they say isn't 100% who they are. Like, there are definitely people out there that make racist, edgy jokes that are fucking racist pieces of shit. 100%. I know that they exist. Right. Somebody that, you know, does some of that stupid ice meme shit, the KFC, black soda, grape, whatever fucking shit, that's real fucking stupid. I'm sure there are a lot of problems with that, 100%, but to pretend that this is the same thing as like a card-carrying KKK member is a little bit extreme too.
I think the point is we just shouldn't accept that behavior in general. We attempt to curtail it in any possibility.
Yeah, we should for sure.
So if we go along this line of thinking, we're going to normalize it by allowing this to happen. Would you agree?
No, I don't. I think it should be punished, but it should be punished on Discord where it happened. Like,
well, and that's why I think Twitch is making an example out of her.
Yeah, but like, okay, so here's another real life example. Okay, this is something that makes me uncomfortable as much as I understand where it's coming from. So we don't typically think of it, but there are big servers, there are big providers that host websites across the internet, you know, and some of these companies have started to unhost certain websites that were known for like Nazi-related content in the past. Yeah, Stormfront. Yeah. Now, I'm not a Nazi. I spent a lot of time debating Nazis, hate Nazis, et cetera, et cetera. But like starting to hold those people liable, I think that you're really close when you start holding like hosts liable for things that are said on hosted websites. I think we're getting pretty close to like ISPs being held liable for certain types of speech. And like you can call it a slippery slope, but I feel like we're 5 years away heading down this route where it's like, hey, did you see that like Jenna said the F word in 2017? You know, why is she allowed to get internet from AT&T? Like, I think we should pressure them to like not provide internet services for her. And like we can use all these same arguments. Well, you know, should we be resorting this bad behavior?
And you don't think, just like a really open-ended question, you don't, so what is the logical end of what happens if we follow your terminology? Because I feel like what happens is we normalize hate speech and we make it okay.
No, I think you punish it really hard on the platforms where it happens. If she's being hateful on Discord, then ban her on Discord. That's it. If her whole server got nuked and they banned her and some of the people in it, then fine. Then yeah, she was hateful on Discord and then you ban it. If she's not hateful on Twitch, we're not spreading any hate on Twitch. That's fine. Let her be on Twitch. She's not hateful on Twitch. She was on Discord. Ban her on Discord.
Did you guys see that thing on Twitter where it was like some people talk in like think in full sentences and other people think
the stream of consciousness?
Yes.
Yeah, I did see that.
How do you guys think? Like,
wait, what is it about? Can you
let me pull up the tweet.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm really bad at explaining things, so you should better.
Okay, well, I don't want to explain it for you since it's your topic, right? But you can show a tweet because I don't want to explain it wrong. But like my understanding of what it was is that basically there are two types of people that think internally, and there are people that think in terms of a like a stream of consciousness is like a narrative, and then other people who think more in, I don't know, like vignettes of like ideas. I don't know if that's the best way to explain it. So maybe Mary, you and I are both bad at explaining it, so we can show everybody.
No, I think you're great.
Sounds like you guys are both thinking in streams of pictures, huh?
So I'll just read the tweet. It says, some people have an internal narrative and some don't, as in some people's thoughts are like sentences they hear, and some people just have abstract, non-verbal thoughts and have to consciously verbalize them.
What? I'm like that.
So like, so like for instance, when I think, so people do this differently. So when I think, I actually think in like complete sentences. Like if I think like I want to go to the store today and I need to pick up like eggs or whatever, like I would actually think that sentence in my head. Like I would think that, and other people think in terms of like pictures or images rather than like sentences.
The picture eggs.
I think I don't know. Sometimes I think it's sentences, but usually it's like fucking caveman, like eggs, food, tacos, store, and then I just do that. I don't really think of it in terms of a whole sentence or a narrative or anything like that.
Do you think if we could get a machine, because so we've already gotten to the point where we can start to put together images of things that people see like in their dreams, right? Let's say that if we could create a machine that would record every single day, like the stream of thoughts that you have in your head. Do you think that Devin would say we should submit those logs to twitch.tv to make sure that we're not having any hateful thoughts?
Hey guys, what are we talking about?
I'm sorry, that's not, I'm done, my bad.
What I want Twitch to have the Minority Report shit where we have the dudes in the fucking pause that are like, and then they know Destiny's gonna say the N-word in private, and they ban them 30 days before that.
You know what I would think every time for those guys? I'd think movie spoilers every time. So whoever's responsible for auditing my log has every fucking movie spoiled.
I mean, listen. Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. Chat's gonna hate me for this, but dude, I am excited for tomorrow's DGen case opening, dude. Hopefully, I get some. I want to get.
Yeah, I watched your other joint. Did you actually get the third knife?
I did, baby. I did. After 19 hours, I did it, baby.
Woo! So on what level are you worried that this is like a real addiction? Do you even think about that?
Yeah, because that shit was looking.
Oh, it is.
So what? You were looking like.
Fuck yeah, it's a real addiction. Who cares? All right, anyways.
Do you guys think? Oh, this is a good one. Do you guys think they should make that illegal? Like buying the random cases because it's gambling?
No.
I think it should be regulated.
I think they should.
Gambling. I think it should be regulated like gambling is.
Hell no.
Yeah, regulated gambling. You're right.
I don't. But they kind of regulate it, right? They have like a cap on the amount you can buy. I think they need to regulate it more.
I think my favorite form of regulation that I've ever seen against that. Have you guys seen what they do in France?
No.
Yeah, I've seen
it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're not allowed to gamble on cases, meaning a case can't contain a random object, okay? Or like that you unlock for money. So in France, what they do is, I think what happens is you buy a scanner. And you buy the scanner, and then the scanner scans the case to show you what's inside of it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to open it. But in order to get another case, you have to open that case. So you open the case, and then you buy a scanner for the next one to scan it. And then if it's an item, you have to keep buying it like that. So it's the same thing, just like a one-step removed.
That's trash.
Should we talk about Kobe and get really sad?
Oh, that was. I actually listen.
I can drop some nuclear takes on that if you all want to get real fucking mad.
No. I don't want.
Yeah. Why? That's just me over here like this.
That's right.
For this topic, I wouldn't let you. I would actually I just. That's just. I was so upset at that shit.
I'll just say I didn't know so many people were basketball fans.
You know what?
Man.
No, but here's the thing.
Like his
he transcended basketball.
That should be looked at before Mary goes here. That should all those people coming together and caring should be looked at as a phenomenon. It should be looked at as a good thing, a positivity, a hope. Do you understand? The fact that so many people can come together and so many people cried when they had no reason to cry, no personal connection. That is something of beauty. That's something rare that I feel like we've lost over the last 5 years with all this bullshit going on. So in a sense, in the sadness and tragedy, there was a glimmer of hope in that, where the entire world came together and felt something that, in my opinion, hasn't been felt or seen for a very long time. So that's the one little bit of hope that you can get if you want to be, look that way into it at all. But it was a very fucking sad time, in my opinion. It was fucked up.
I think that there are people that they farm likes with tragedies. of course that happened. I think that's kind of what
Thank you, God. Thank
you. I just said that, and you guys all called me edgy. Fuck you. Fuck this podcast.
Well, that's because
there were literally people tweeting I'm so sad about Kobe's death. I can't stream today. Oh, come on, you fucking serious?
Yeah.
It's just okay.
Here's why
I'm not saying you have to watch every fucking Lakers game to be sad about Kobe. I'm not saying that, but damn, dude, some people really ham it the fuck up.
I think to an extent Kobe Bryant is one of those icons of basketball, and more than that, it's whenever you were young, you saw Kobe Bryant playing. Whenever you were young, you would play Kobe Bryant in the NBA games, and it's part of your fucking childhood dies whenever somebody like that passes away, and I think that's part of it too.
I saw there was also talk about possibly making him the new NBA logo. I don't know if that was a rumor.
Yeah, they said that's highly unlikely to happen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
It should.
You think so?
He's the perfect fit for that. Everything.
Didn't he have a bunch of fucking rape stuff happen though? I don't know about that.
Okay, there was one thing back in 2003 that
is that not a big deal? I don't know.
Okay, here. So it's for the full context of this. Okay, a woman claimed that Kobe Bryant engaged in some non-consensual sex act with her.
Yeah.
But the problem was that when she went to make the charge, she fumbled a whole bunch of shit. So, for instance, when she brought a semen sample to the lab, she said she grabbed the wrong pair of panties because it didn't match his. And then there was a whole bunch of dumb shit that came out with that. Eventually, they settled out of court for now. What was stated was for no cash amount. And then Kobe basically made some formal apology saying, "I'm sorry that we had a disagreement over the sexual, blah blah blah." But he was never convicted of rape or anything like that.
Hopefully it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, the most charitable reading to all sides. It's possible that they engaged in some act. Maybe he was a little bit more rough than she wanted it to be or whatever, and then she was unhappy about it afterwards. Reading everything, that seems like it might have been the case, but it wasn't he abducted her, raped the fuck out of her, or some crazy shit, and then technically it was never convicted.
I have a topic for you guys.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know if you guys know who Roman Polanski is.
Yeah.
He's filmmaker that was accused of actually found guilty of abusing a 13-year-old girl like years ago, and was supposed to go to jail, and then flew to Europe and escaped justice, and kept making movies, and there was more rape allegations. And in 2019, he released a movie, and right now it's a big thing because his movie got like 15 nominations to the equivalent of the Oscars in France. Although he's still now in the middle of accusations, and And
wait,
so,
you said he escaped? He got away?
Yeah.
Was he?
He didn't go to jail because he flew out of the U.S.
So he's fugitive.
And he went to hide, and now like years later, he still makes.
And then they extradite him. That's crazy. That's actually insane.
That's just fucking crazy. Also, just so you know, he's Sharon Tate. His family was the family that was murdered with the Charles Manson.
Oh shit.
So there is a huge thing in France right now where people are outraged because he's getting 15 nominations or something like the equivalent of the Oscars. And there are people that say, well, you have to separate the artist and the man. It's not the same thing. What do you guys think?
How does that even happen?
That's a good topic.
Yeah, like
to me, it's insane, and I'm ashamed that we're even having that discussion in my country.
It feels like I don't know about you guys, but it feels like these like really rich and like affluent people seems like they don't always have to follow the law. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It's just what it seems like.
Well, no, they follow the law like to the letter, but there's just a lot of convenient loopholes if you have a fuck ton of money. So
yeah, I wonder who made those.
Yeah, that's the thing. We all have access to them. We just don't have the means to pay for it.
I don't think you should be like recognized for anything if you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, what's crazy is like there's all the people that are watching the movie still. You know, like they don't care.
I'm a huge fan of separate. So I will defend to the death that you should always be able to separate the art from the artist. But when you're having an award show for the guy, you're kind of celebrating the artist at this point. Like,
yeah.
Wait, so what did he do?
He actually drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl, I think in 77. But since then, since then there's been like multiple
in 1977.
Yeah, but since then, there up to last year, someone else stepped forward and said he drugged and raped me too when I was young.
It's like a new Bill Cosby.
The man lived his whole life already. Like,
that's what I was about to say. It's kind of like.
Well, and I think one of the big things with Polanski is like he's kind of defended by like a lot of other people in Hollywood as well. Like, don't even like Tarantino and stuff like come out and like simp for this guy. Like, it's pretty crazy.
Can I ask you guys a question that no one's gonna ask because they're scared?
What? Oh, do we know that this actually happened, or is this just a hashtag Me Too meme? No,
No, he was found guilty.
Well, here's the thing, right? Is it's
like
the same
he
thing
was
with Bill
supposed
Cosby.
to go to jail, got out, and flew out of the country.
It's like if one person says it, that's one thing. But like if 50 people come out and say basically the same thing, it's a high probability.
So Polanski is on 5 allegations of sexual like rape right now. Yeah.
And what's insane to me is like you said, like when people like Tarantino or other like huge people in France come out and say, no, but you guys understand, you need to separate this. To me, I can't separate the man and the artist. To me, like it's the same person, and he's a piece of shit. I don't care if the movie is great. You're still a fucking piece of shit.
Well, you don't have to separate the man from the artist, but rather the art from the artist. So like I can recognize that like some symphony by some German, orchestral writer, it can be a really good symphony, but the guy himself is a piece of shit, right? Like I'm sure Polanski has like good movies. I don't fucking know any of them. But like it doesn't mean you have to say like the guy was a good person, right?
Yeah, he can have a good movie, but you don't have to give him a fucking award.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, giving
But that
somebody an
seems like a
award,
lot.
that seems like you're literally honoring the person. That's really fucking weird. I would be uncomfortable with that. Yeah.
To me, I don't even want to support his movie, and even I don't give a fuck if his movie is the best movie ever made. I have no interest in that movie.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably feel that way. It's actually crazy that like certain people like they do like these terrible things. Like R. Kelly's another one. I mean, like Michael Jackson, he got like a documentary. R. Kelly got a whole series. Like, I mean, this dude was out of control, and people still listen to his music.
One of the things I do on my stream a lot is I look at trends in like the market. And it's been pretty so Streamlabs just reported on this like pretty big trend, and it's been pretty clear that over the last quarter in 2019 Twitch is declining in terms of like other people are actually taking market share. So the most of this is mostly YouTube that's taking this, but there's I guess more importantly, you can look in the show notes. There's a bunch of articles that are coming out now about this sort of mass exodus of streamers from Twitch.
You want to know why I think it is?
Sure.
Because the fucking platform, like so many streams are fucking boring.
Can you tell me more?
Yeah, sure. Because every single stream has the exact same paradigm. They sit in the corner, they play the game, they watch the videos, they say the things. There's no other things they can't say. Every stream is the fucking same. And the problem with it is that that's what the people want. If you react to content, your viewers are going to go up. People want to see something that's original. Why do people like watching live streams? It's because they want to see genuine content. Genuine content is not watching the same fucking react video as 100 other people. But how are you going to go and tell somebody that's not?
Well, hold on.
I think
no, this is a lot of conjecture. Isn't everybody that watches that react content, aren't they all doing better than ever on their streams?
Yes, they are. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that content is not engaging for a larger audience. It's not bringing in a larger audience because it's not innovative. That's why it's not growing the audience. That's what I think.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I think, and I think another thing we can think about is like it's also really hard to like push the envelope on Twitch, because you got to think about it like back to like, you know, when Desi was talking earlier about how he doesn't know what would or wouldn't get him banned. Like now when people even try to do new things or want to do like think of a new idea, like, oh, this would be dope content, it's like they got to go through all these different checks and balances, like millions of things to make sure, is it bannable? Am I going to get banned?
Yeah, no, I worry about that shit all the time.
Yep.
Like there's
like nobody can really push the envelope. Or
exactly
like, I have a really bad sense of humor. Like if something is terrible, I probably think it's funny. And I can't make a joke about like all of these things or talk about all of these things and like ideas and conversations you just can't have on the website anymore. And it's disappointing to say that, right?
Do you think that's a factor in the declining viewership?
Yes, of course, because people want to talk. Like, why do you think that people like, it's like Howard Stern, for example. Why do people like watching Howard Stern? Because he talks about real shit that matters to them, right? They want to have conversations that they can't have with their normal friends at work.
Okay, so there's this thing people talk about in other disciplines called just so stories. So what happens is we have some trend of data and then we invent a story to explain it, but we don't really know the explanatory power of that data. So the reason why this feels like we're using a just so story to me is that while Twitch has had a pretty steep decline in viewer hours, other platforms are gaining massively, and some of these platforms are far more restrictive than Twitch when it comes to the types of content being broadcasted. So for instance, the total hours being watched on the YouTube gaming, I think grew like 30%. If you're talking about the Streamlabs percent, it was some insane number.
46%.
And I don't think there was. I think it was just on YouTube. I don't think they had anything about Mixer or anything. Or they might have. Did they have Mixer shit on there?
Yeah, Mixer grew. Mixer grew a bit. It's about 7 to 12%, but it's a little bit shakier. Yeah.
Okay. But I remember the YouTube viewership was growing massively, and YouTube is going nuts. Restrictive on what they do for there. So that seems like it doesn't seem to be the case.
I guess one kind of counter to that, and I don't really know the story here, but one quick counter to that would be YouTube is actually able to pull from endemic users on the VOD platform, and Twitch is not, right?
In order for like Twitch to really keep going, like, you know, Devin has said this a lot, where it's like they need new audiences, like, you know what I mean, and not just like, and even the barrier to like the barriers, like he says that Twitch has and stuff, is like it's not easy to just start watching Twitch. So they need like new type of content, new type of things. Like, for example, imagine like, even though Ice Poseidon, you know, he got banned off Twitch and everything like that. Like, do you know how many new people came to Twitch because of him, because of his IRL content, and how much he made IRL content popular, well, much more popular for people to do. And
do you feel like he brought new people to the platform, or do you feel like
I think he did. He was doing content.
Yeah, it would be people that think game, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm like, yeah, you heard us." So they're like, "Yeah, Ice Poseidon," and that's it.
The best way, Asmongold, and I'm sure you experienced this. The best way to know about that is if we can remember what those audiences were like when they first started to come to Twitch. There were people in the IRL section that were literally like, "Fuck Twitch, fuck gaming. Who are these fucking nerds on this platform? We only watch like IRL stuff." Like I distinctly remember those audiences. So they must have been non-endemic, right? Because they were hugely disdainful of like the gamer nerds on the site. They just wanted to watch IRL stuff.
Yeah. Is anyone else a virgin here? Mary, are you a virgin?
Nope.
Devin, yeah, Devin's a virgin.
I am, yeah.
Okay, great. Asmon, not a virgin. Abdu, not a virgin. Lockwood, not a virgin. Destiny, definitely not a virgin. Destiny has enough. Hey, he has enough numbers on there. Hey, he can take your virginity, Kalei, and DevinNash.
I'm good. I'm ready to go to sleep now.
Okay. All right, later, Destiny. Love you, man.
I love you guys.
Twitch.tv/Destiny, guys. Twitch.tv/Destiny. Twitch.tv/Destiny. Please go follow, guys.
What are you gonna do though for the products that won't be able to exist if we were to get rid of like surveillance capitalism? Like let's say like Facebook or